please go ahead and find a tall, comfortable seat on your mat, or maybe you're at your desk. Maybe you can just take a break and move the stuff away. Sit tall. Try not to slouch down, but sit tall. Feel whatever part of your body is connected to either the ground or your chair or your props, whatever they are. See if you can be very specific by drawing your attention to whatever part of your body is connected to whatever you're sitting on. So you start to get that sense of grounding. Let your feet be grounded if you're seated. Let your pelvis and your sitting bones become heavy. And from that sense of stability and weight, bring your awareness now to your spine, right from your tailbone, and just visually work your way up from your tailbone mentally, all the way up each vertebrae, all the way up through the sacrum, and the low back, the lumbar spine, up through the thoracic, so that's the back ribs, the spine that's between the rib cage, that your ribs are attached to your thoracic spine, moving up to the vertebrae in your neck, cervical spine, all the way up to the base of your skull and a little bit farther. So again, just center yourself here, again, giving into the weight and the stability of your hips, legs, and feet. And then envisioning from the base of the tailbone all the way up your spine. And you can move as slowly as you like, all the way up your spine, and then out through the crown of your head. So now we have these two types of awareness, grounding, stability, and the rising up of the spine. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Take a long sigh out through your mouth. 2 more times, please. A deep breath in through your nose. A long sigh out through your mouth. Last time. Deep breath in through the nose. Long sigh out through the mouth. We're going to keep our lips gently closed as we go through the practice this afternoon. Always breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Okay? And if anytime you need to take a deep sigh out, you can do that. I welcome you to do that. Okay, so we're going to become into the here and now. Set our intention. So intention means we're setting our focus and our awareness on being present. So if that word present, or the 2 words here and now, are the 2 words that bring you back to the awareness and become your intention for the practice, see what happens if you use one of those 3 words or in the combination. Be here now, here and now. Everything happens in the now, in the present. So let's take 3 more breaths, keeping the mouth closed. Settling in on that intention to be here now. From where you are, come on up, and we're going to come into hands and knees. So on your hands and knees, with your hands set beneath your shoulders and your knees set beneath your sitting bones. So go ahead, arrange your body with purpose, with intention, right? Good. And as you arrive on all fours, your next inhale, just release your belly down. Move your heart through your upper arm bones. It's as if you want your tailbone and the back of your skull to meet evenly. And then as you exhale, round the spine, pull the navel into the spine, press down into whatever's connected to the earth. So strong hands and fingers, knees, shins, tops of feet. Again, as you inhale, release your belly. Go ahead and move your heart through your upper arm bones. And then as you exhale, pull the navel in, rounding, drawing that energy in and up. Do that 3 more rounds, just moving the spine in 2 different directions. You might hear some snap, crackles, pops if you're sitting all day. Just let it feel good. Right? If you need to wiggle in any way or move, always listen to the wisdom of your body. It knows exactly what you need. Exactly what you need. It's going to be a very intentional practice, being present. Each time your mind drifts away somewhere else or gets distracted, come back to those words, here, here and now, or present, or this breath. You can decide. One more time, cat-cow it's called. Cow pose and cat pose. Good. Extend your right leg behind you. Right leg straight behind you. Make that right leg as straight as it's ever been. And notice what happens when you go from 4 points of foundation to 3 points of foundation. Notice. Breathe. That's in. That's it. Make that right leg straighter than you've ever made it. You can either press through your right heel, pressing through the heel, or you can point the toe if you like. Whatever feels like that leg is super straight. There's energy out through the crown of the head. Good. Now, extend your left arm forward. So your right leg is extending back. Your left leg is extending forward. The spinal balance right here. The left arm is as straight as it's ever been. The right leg is as straight as it's ever been. Gently draw in all the muscles of the front of the spine, so gravity, you're resisting gravity. Breathe. Just breathe. But anytime you need to lower your arm or your knee or your foot, you do that. Be here now for 2 more breaths. 2 more breaths. If you feel any part of your body collapsing, gather up the strength of the muscles to straighten up, to pull up. Good. Very slowly, lower your knee, lower your arm. Do 2 more rounds of cat-cow. Go ahead, cow pose, releasing the navel, and then exhale, drawing the navel in deep. 1 more time. You can close your eyes while you do this. Sometimes closing your eyes takes away some of that distraction. You can just listen to the sound of my voice. Coming back to all fours. This time you're going to extend that left leg out behind you. So reach the left leg out behind you. Make it as straight and strong as it's ever been, either pressing through your heel or you can point your toes, which feels better, stronger, straighter to you. Maybe you try both ways, right? That's it. If you start to collapse in your abdomen, feel gravity, just gather the muscles to draw that collapse back up. Good. This time the right arm will extend straight forward. Make that right arm as straight as it's ever been, right out through your 5 straight, strong fingers. Good. Maybe close your eyes. If you feel any part of your body that's a little shaky, take your presence right to that area and gather up the energy and the strength and the focus to give a little bit more of focus to that area that might need a little bit more help. Take 2 more breaths. Left leg as straight as it's ever been. Right arm as straight as it's ever been. 1 more breath. And then release. Go ahead, hand down, knee down. Go ahead, walk your hands out. Just one step forward of your shoulders. Curl your toes, right? Draw all the energy and slowly elevate your hips up to downward facing dog. Walk your feet out, walk your heels out. Move your hips side to side, release your head. Either move the way your body is telling you to move. If you have sensitive wrists and you need to be on your forearms, you can do the same thing on your forearms. Or maybe alternate from forearms to hands. If you're feeling a little weak in your wrists, maybe put a little bit more emphasis on the heel of the hand, the thumb and the index finger on both hands. It's as if you're trying to pull your inner wrists and your inner arms towards each other. Good. So downward facing dog. Take 2 more breaths. Be present. Be present. Notice, do you feel stronger in your arms? Stronger in your legs? Stronger wherever it may be? Does your spine feel long? You don't judge, no criticism here. And see if you can balance that out. As straight and strong as your arms are, and grounded, so are your feet. So as your feet and your hands ground, you can invite the pelvis to draw away, just as if we were seated in the beginning. So we find the stability, the rootedness of what's connected to the ground, so we can grow, in this case, the hips up, 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 so your spine gets long. Go ahead, walk your feet to your hands. Take as many steps or as few steps as you like. Okay, once you're there, feet are hip width distance. Bring your hands to your shins. Lengthen your spine forward. So my back of my knees are soft here. I'm not locking my knees out so my spine rounds. We want to have the natural curve in the low back, natural curve in the cervical spine and the neck. So we're lengthening. Tailbone and crown, opposite directions. Fold over your legs. Do that again. Halfway lift. Hands can be at your shins. They can be at your thighs. They can fly back. They can stay on the ground. You make the decision. Be present to whatever your body is telling you to. Exhale and fold. Do 3 more rounds. The inhale, you will lift halfway up, lengthen from tail to crown. As you exhale, keeping the stability of grounding the hips to the knees to the feet. Just moving. 2 more. Halfway lift as you inhale, fold as you exhale. Good. 1 more time. From there, from the forward fold, sweep your arms all the way up. Once we get up to the ceiling, hands above you, I want you to rise onto your toes. Rise onto your toes. Good. If you do the little tippy toe dance, it's okay. But see if you can bring that energy down from the inner legs, all the way down. Inner legs to the inner ankles, to the inner feet. Right? And so as the inner feet ground more, the spine rises taller. Exhale, lower your heels and fold forward. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise up again. Same thing. Now bring that energy down your inner legs to your inner ankles, to the inner feet. As you exhale, heels release, fold forward as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up again. Heels will lift. Energy from inner legs all the way down to inner ankles, inner feet. Next exhale, heels release, you fold forward. 1 more time. Halfway lift as you inhale. Lengthen from tailbone to crown. Exhale, fold. Rise up again. Let the heels come with the breath all the way up. Good. As you exhale, gently lower the heels, fold forward again. This time we're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a high push-up position. So for most of you that practice, we know that high push-up is here or here, not here. Okay? So the only difference between plank here, traditional plank, is you lower your knees and your shins as everything stays the same. Good. Breathe here for 3 breaths. 3 breaths. Doesn't matter if your knees are up or down. That's it. On your next exhalation, lift your hips high, ground your feet, ground your hands so your hips can slide away from that rootedness. Come forward again, high plank, knees up or down, 1 breath. Exhale, lift your hips high, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Just breathe and flow, be present, be here and now. You're being aware on purpose. From downward facing dog, go ahead, step your right foot forward, all the way forward, lower your back knee down. Come on and rise up right here, rise up, good. So see if you can arrange your shoulders right over your hips. So we're not here, we're here. Lift your arms all the way up, good. Hook your thumbs over your head, try to pull your thumbs apart, and then move your elbows and the back of the upper arm bones back as you lift up, and feel that beautiful stretch in the front of the left hip flexor. All right, so elbows, upper arm bones, move back as you try to pull your thumbs apart. All right, we're rising the spine out of the groundedness. You got it. Take 1 more breath here. Bring your hands behind your head, keep moving your elbows and your upper arm bones back. You got it. And then go ahead, reach your right arm down, right behind your thigh, your left thigh. Lift your left arm up, and then reach up. Lengthen the tailbone down, down, down. Reach up. Good. And then bring the other arm up, bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Float the back knee up. Step the back foot forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, let your heels lift up with you, all the way up. Good. As you exhale, heels release, you fold forward. Halfway lift once you arrive there on your inhale. Place your hands down, step back to plank position. Modified plank, knees up or down. Good. Take a deep breath there as you inhale. As you exhale, lift your hips up to downward facing dog. Come forward again to high plank on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead, step your left foot forward this time. Left foot forward, back knee down. Rise up. Once again, see that your shoulders are aligned right over your hips. Lift the arms up, hook your thumbs the opposite way that you did the first time. Try to pull them apart. Move your elbows and upper arm bones back and lift from, right out of the hips. Lift the spine up and breathe. You got it. Strong base, strong stability. Be completely present and okay with whatever is happening. For me, I feel a nice deep stretch in the front of my right hip flexor. Front of the right thigh. Good. Release the hands. Go ahead, bring the fingers to the back of the skull. You're going to lift your left arm up. Reach for the back of your right thigh. Lift your right arm up. Now grow from that right hip all the way up. Take this beautiful lifted stretch all the way up. Good. Other arm comes up. Exhale, plant your hands. Lift your back knee up, step it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up again. Heels come with you all the way up. Energy down the inner legs, right to the inner ankles, to the toes. As you exhale, the heels release. You fold forward. Halfway lift. This time, as you exhale, sit your hips back and down. Let's bring our hands to our hips for chair, Utkatasana, chair pose. I'm going to bring my feet together. If that feels not as solid for you, you can bring them hip width distance. I prefer to feel my big toes try to meet, right? Little space between the heels, and then the energy from the outside pulling in. So let's do that. Let's inhale like we're a big bellows, like you're playing an accordion. Inhale out. Exhale, pull the energy in. Again, inhale, out. Exhale, pull the energy right into the midline. The midline, just think of the midline running all the way down through the center. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, just like a big accordion. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, exhale. Keeping that energy in the midline. Inhale, your fingers will reach up, your heels will lift. Exhale, bring the thumbs to the heart, heels descend. Again, inhale, heels up. If this is too tough for you, or you're shaking or you're wobbling, that's okay. You can do 1 heel at a time. You do 1 heel at a time if you like. Stay with it. If you feel any pressure in your knees, back off. All right? Do 2 more. Maybe a hint of a smile. You got it. Feel all the energy coming into the midline. Do 1 more. And then you can fold over your legs. Again, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rise up again. Heels are going to lift up with you each and every time we do this afternoon. I'm hitting some lights here. Good. Exhale, heels down, fold forward. Once you're there, inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back into downward facing dog. You got it. Take some breaths here. So I'm going to cue you to keep moving, but if you need rest, of course you always honor that, and you can rest into child's pose at any time. Come back to that intention of being present, here and now. Be here. Everything happens in the now. Okay, so from downward facing dog, we're going to step our right foot forward. Okay, lower the back knee down. I'm going to use blocks here. Okay, and we're going to come back into, it's called half splits or half Hanuman, half monkey pose. So in this, I'll show you, my knee is not locked here. My knee is not pressing back and down. I've got a slight bend. I'm pressing my heel down. So the energy of the heel presses down and draws isometrically back. It's like you're trying to pull your right thigh bone into your pelvis. And as that anchors in, then you lengthen the spine. I'm not rounding the spine, I'm lengthening the spine. So this is about as far as I can go, and that's where I feel the stretch, right here in the back of the right hamstring. Close your eyes and breathe. Keep pressing down from the heel into the ground and drawing that energy back into the right hip socket where your thigh bone moves and attaches to the hip, and then lengthen forward. Good. Stay right there and go ahead, point your toes down, and now feel the stretch on the top of the foot and ankle and shin. Try not to round. That's why I use blocks, because I can't get my hands down there without rounding. All right? Oh, breathe. Unhinge your jaw. Notice if you've got that monkey mind, like I mentioned in the beginning of class. If your mind is jumping around, bring it back to either the words here and now or present. And notice, observe, and respect what's happening right now in this present moment. 1 more breath, everybody. Good. Go ahead, come into a forward lunge. Let's bring our left hand down. Let's sweep our right arm up and just reach up. Whole right side, right lung, right waist reaches all the way up. Good. Bring your hands down, frame your front foot. Good. Float your back knee up, step it forward. Here we go again, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rise up to standing. Let your heels rise with you all the way up. As you exhale, heels descend, lengthen forward. Good, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step back into high plank position. Right, knees up or knees down. In high plank, if the knees are up, see if you can arrange your heels so they're right over your toes. You might even be right on the tippy toes, right? So instead of here with heels back, I don't know if you can see that, heels back, I'm bringing my heels over my toes, maybe even to here, right? So you're on the top of your tippy toes. Good. Exhale, lift your hips high. Get the spine long. 2 more times. Inhaling to plank. Exhaling, rising the hips right out of the rootedness of your arms and legs. 1 more time. Good. From downward facing dog, go ahead, step your left foot forward this time. So we're coming back into that half monkey pose. So the hip, got a nice straight line hip to knee. Okay, left foot is forward. And again, this knee doesn't lock back, right? The energy is pressing the front heel down and drawing that left leg bone back. Just by anchoring my heel down, it's as if I'm pushing my heel down into the mat and drawing it back. You can feel how the back, the leg muscles, the back of the hamstrings and the calf, that ignites, it fires up. So you can feel the engagement. And again, from that engagement, we lengthen the spine forward. Right? Only as far as you go, oh yeah, I'm getting the stretch. I'm getting it, right? Be present. Try to avoid rounding. Lengthening. Heel anchors. Draw that energy right into the pelvis. And then from there, lengthen out. Even look at your left toes. Spread your toes. See if you can find space between each and every toe. That might be a little bit of a challenge. That's okay. Good. Now go ahead and point those toes without rounding. So we're lifting out of the pelvis. So now we're still pressing the heels down as if your toes want to press down. Pull the leg back and just breathe into the part of your body that has the most resistance. Now, we're just stretching out the back of the leg. This is where you don't want to be aggressive. You want your breath to inform how deep you go or how deep you don't go. More or less, how deep you don't go. Good. Take 1 more breath. And then go ahead, come forward into a lunge. Bring your right hand down to the inside of your front foot. Lengthen your left arm up for a twist. Open the whole left side of your body. You got it. 1 more breath here. And then bring that arm down. Go ahead, frame your front foot, lift your back knee up, step your back foot forward into standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Rise up, let your heels rise with you, get tall. Energy down the inner legs to the inner ankles to the inner feet. As you exhale, heels descend and you float down. Halfway lift. Exhale, put your hands down, step back to your high plank, modified or traditional. Remember, the heels are over the toes, or maybe you're on your tippy toes. Go ahead, lower yourself. See if you can lower your spine in one straight line, right? There's still a natural curve in your neck and your low back. But what we want to avoid here is, I call it the worm. It's that, right? So we want to try to lower, I'll show you my knees down, lower the spine in one piece all the way down. Go ahead, take an inhale. Exhale, press and lift your spine back up the way you came. My knees are down. I'm telling you, this is hard work. Again, take an inhale. As you exhale, move your heart forward, lower yourself all the way down. Once you're there, take an inhale. As you exhale, press yourself back up. 3 more times. You can do it. Be here now. The shaking is good. One more time. And then once you come back up, come to traditional plank, lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Let's lift the right leg up, step the right leg forward into a lunge. This time you're going to lift your back knee up, Lift your back knee up. Good. Now pull that right hip crease back. So pull your outer right hip sitting bone back and invite that right sitting bone to move towards the inner left thigh. Okay? So again, we've got strong straight back leg, as straight as it's ever been. Good. Pulling the outer right hip in, right sitting bone moves to the inner left thigh. And then fly your arms out. Good. Pull that right hip crease back. Interlace your hands behind you. Reach the knuckles back. So here's the challenge. You can move your torso to the left just a little bit to the inside of your right leg. I like to anchor my back heel down and fold forward into humble warrior. Breathe here. Rinse the shoulders. Get courageous in your back leg there. Get really anchored in your back leg. Take 2 more breaths. 2 more breaths right here. Bring your hands down to the inside. Walk your toes to face the long edge of your mat. Okay, into wide leg forward fold. And then go ahead, lengthen your spine forward and then fold. Right, you can grab your elbows here if you'd like, or you can walk your hands back in between your feet. Again, feel the energy draw up from the inner feet, the inner ankles, the inner legs, right up to the center. And feel all that energy rise up from the ground. And you take the fold. Good. 1 more breath here. Good. And then very slowly after that, go ahead, come forward, walk your hands back over to the right foot into a lunge. Step your left foot forward, halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Again, rise all the way up, let your heels lift with you, all the way up. And then your heels will descend, exhale, all the way down. Once you're there, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Second side, here we come. Second side. Take a moment to anchor yourself into the present, right? Again, you can come back to those words, here, now, present. Good, and then from there you will step your left foot forward. Left foot forward into a lunge. So again, we're getting really purposeful with that back leg, getting courageous with the back leg, super strong and straight. If it's too much, you can always lower the back knee down. Pull the outer left hip back. Your left sitting bone moves towards your inner right thigh. So you're pulling that energy inwards into your core. You got it. Keep pulling that back. Back leg super straight. And then fly your arms out to the side. Fly them out. Right? I'm really anchoring down from my left knee into my left heel, and then super courageous back leg. It's like it's solid. It's not going anywhere. So your choice here, whether you want to anchor the back heel down, right? You can anchor the back heel down or keep it lifted, and then bring your torso to the inside of your left knee and humbly bow. You keep that back heel up. It's a big balancing challenge. So just be present with whatever happens. Relax the neck, relax the jaw. Get purposefully attentive to your base, to your legs, the strength of your legs. And we can be present with each and every breath. This probably is challenging breath right now. 1 more breath, you can do it. Good. Then go ahead, release your hands down. Again, you will walk your hands to, or turn your toes to the long edge of your mat for wide-legged standing forward fold. This time, go ahead and you can take your peace fingers, your index and your middle finger, and wrap them around your big toes, right? So you're taking your index and your middle finger and you're wrapping them around your big toe, sliding in between the big toe and the next toe. Good. And then your elbows go to the side. Lengthen your spine forward out through the crown. And then as you fold down, elbows go out. Feel that energy move up from the inner feet, inner ankles, all the way up your inner legs, right to the base of your pelvis. So you're pulling that energy in so your torso can safely lengthen and your spine can lengthen here for a nice wide leg forward fold. One more breath, please. Go ahead, release your hands. Go ahead, turn to your left back into the lunge. Step your back foot forward. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Good, rise up again all the way. The heels come with you. Maybe this is getting more solid, right? You're more present with it. And then exhale, folding forward all the way down. Once you're there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sit your hips down again. Bring your hands to your hips. So you're in chair position here. I, again, like to bring my feet together. Go ahead, come onto the ball of the right foot and cross your right ankle right above your left knee. Take your hand to your heel and your outer knee and squeeze that energy in. Sit your hips back and down, right? So the hip crease is going back, 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 back. Again, we're trying to avoid this rounding, so we're lengthening out. We're pulling the energy into the hips, into the midline, and lengthening the spine out. Good. Maybe you fly the arms out. Maybe you pray. Perhaps you reach back. Perhaps you reach forward. Perhaps you reach down. Right? Come to the fingertips. Just wherever you feel that nice stretch in your outer right hip, keep your right toes active and just be present with what's happening right now. What is happening right now? Good. From there, bring your hands back to your heel and your knee. Okay, you're going to take your right peace fingers, you're going to wrap them around your big toe, left hand to the hip, and you're going to lift your right knee up, 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 right? So you're holding on here. You can bend this supporting knee as much as you want. Pull your shoulders back. Lengthen the tailbone down. This knee is moving up, not out to the side, up. So I'm connecting the outer arm to the inner leg. Keep the heart lifted and maybe extend the foot a little forward. Doesn't have to be a lot, it can be right here. Or you don't have to go anywhere at all. I call it the bus stop. If you want to get off the bus now, get off the bus now. Good. Wherever you are, let go of your toe. Wherever you are. Good. And maybe try to lift the arms up. Good. Bring the foot and the hand down to meet. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment. Deep inhale. Exhale. Pause. Being present. Being present. One more breath. Slowing the jump of the mind to here, to there, to some possibly very unusual thoughts. Or maybe recurring thoughts that you always, it's like a monkey swinging to the same tree over and over again, right? So you just bring it back with the intention of being here and now. Good. Release your hands. Sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Again, we're going to sit back into chair pose. You can bring your hands to your hips, and we'll begin second side. Okay? So come to the ball of your left foot, and then place your left ankle right above your right knee. You might already feel the stretch here. So we're moving the hip creases back and down. Take the hand to the heel and the knee and squeeze. It's like you're trying to squeeze them towards each other so the hips can go back, right? So right there, for me, I'm feeling a lot of action on the outer left hip. I'm feeling a lot of action of grounding from the right hip down into the right foot, right? We're lengthening the spine. You can choose to stay right there, right? Always choose to stay where you're receiving the most benefit, right? You got it. Perhaps you'd like to experiment with one arm out or both arms out, or back or forward or praying or clasp. There's so many arm variations, but stay completely solid, squeezing the energy in from outer hips, hip creases back, and down spine long. Sometimes when we're in balancing poses, we don't breathe as consciously, right? We try to hold the breath because we're holding the posture. See if you can invite even more breath in. Okay, from here you're going to take your left index finger and middle finger, wrap it around your big toe, bring your right hand to your hip, and then guide your left knee up to the ceiling, right? Every time you wobble, it gives you such a great opportunity to find your center, right? Find your center. I always like to think of my inner leg, from my inner top thigh all the way down to the inner foot, because I have a tendency to go that way. Good. You can stay right there. Lift the heart, lengthen the tail. Feel the outer left arm and inner left leg connect. And you decide, maybe you just want to get off the bus there. Maybe you just want to stay right here. And maybe just do this. Feel what this is. Maybe lift it up a little bit. Right? You can extend that foot or perhaps not. It's all your choice. Keep lifting the spine. Be present with what's ever happening. Good. Take one more breath, everybody. And then you're going to release the big toe or the foot or the knee, whatever you're hanging on to. You can extend as much or as little as you want. And see if you can lift your arms up wherever that leg might be. Your choice. Extend out through your edges. Be present. One more breath. Allow your arms and your foot to come down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back to your high plank position. You know which is appropriate for you. Lower yourself all the way down to the ground. This time as you inhale, press yourself back up to plank or modified plank. Exhale, come all the way down. Doing plank push-ups. Inhale, press to come back up. Exhale, press to lower. Do two more, I'll do them with you. Inhale to come up. Exhale to go back down. Inhale to come up. Exhale to go back down. Good. Extend your legs out from your hips. So reach your legs back even more. Interlace your hands. Reach your tailbone, your knuckles, and your feet back behind you so you can move the spine, crown of the head forward. Try not to lead with the chin, but just feel the sides of the neck and the very top of the crown of your head moving forward. It's just a little baby back bend there. Go ahead, release that. Yes, all the way down. Bring your hands back in. Press yourself back up. Lift your knees, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths, or in child's pose, 3 breaths. Be present with your breath or the here and now, whatever is happening. Good. Wherever you are, from downward facing dog, walk your feet to your hands. Let's open the feet wide here. I like to turn my toes out. We're going into a yoga squat. I always have to use a block because I have a sensitive knee. So I'll show you from the side how. So instead of just moving down, I move my hips back and down, just like we did in chair pose, right? Back and down, spine forward, 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 until your hips either reach a block or they settle down in between your heels. Arrange your arms inside your inner legs, bring your palms together, and soften the skin of your shoulders. So try not to do this or this, right? Right. We're allowing the gentle pull of gravity just to take our hips. You're just giving into gravity here. As the spine lifts, same principle as when we began the beginning of class. Take one more breath, everybody. Good. Gently come on to your seat. And we're going to do seated pigeon. So we just did a standing pigeon like figure 4. So let's start with the right foot. I'll show you from the side. Same thing as if you were standing. You're going to take your right ankle and cross it right over the top of your left knee. Now some of you might have to bring that left foot out a little farther to get the leg here, right? What we want to avoid again is this. So here we are, hips grounding. You can ground with your hands too. Same principle, front heel pressing down, pulling back, right? If you don't feel enough sensation or you're a little bit more open in that hip, go ahead, move your tush towards your heel without sacrificing the lift and the lengthening of the spine. And again, you can take your hands right to the knee and the heel, same thing we did standing, and grow your spine tall. You got it, right? If you don't feel enough sensation or stretch, just a little bit closer to your heel, maybe even this much, does the trick, right? So hands can be on the ground. I like them here. You can bring them here, right? Close your eyes. Keep the toes, right toes and left toes spreading. Left heel grounds down, pulls back, and invite the outer right hip to move forward just a little bit. One more breath, everybody. Good, so extend that left leg straight. Extend the left leg straight. Take your peace fingers, wrap around your big toe. Bring your left hand out to the side. Move the knee up and then extend the leg. So it'll be really easy to do this, right? We want to lift the spine. So my knee is going to be pretty bent to keep a tall spine, right? Some of you may be able to straighten the leg a little bit more, press through the heel, lift from the lower spine all the way up. If you want to take that other arm out, that's great. Lift it up. Now very slowly you're going to round, help yourself down, all the way down to your back. Your fingers are still wrapped around your big toe. Take your left arm out to the side and bring your right leg out to the right, any amount. So if you rolled over too much and your whole left side lifted up, come back so you feel really anchored on the whole left side. So inner left thigh anchors down, right? Left arm anchors down. So I can only go out about this far. If I go this far, everything comes off, right? Just take a breath there. Be present with whatever sensation you're having. It's not about how far you can get that right leg out. It's not about a straight knee. It's about being present in the now and arranging the body so one part stretches, the other part anchors, right? There's always a yin and a yang in every posture. Some of the muscles are contracting, some of the muscles are stretching. Good. Take one more breath here. And then slowly bring that right leg up. Release your big toe. Let the leg float all the way down. And just pause for a moment. Don't get too comfortable. We have one more side before Shavasana. All right, so go ahead. You can either roll to your right side or you can just roll forward to your seat as we start the second side. So with the second side, this time you'll take your left ankle, cross it over the top of your right thigh. Again, your right leg might have to be a little straighter. So if you're collapsing here and you're rounding, right, extend that right leg a little farther forward. You can see my right toes here are flexed. You can use your hands to lengthen the spine tall, or you can again put one hand on the knee, one hand on the heel, squeeze the energy together so you can lift up. And if you need a little bit more sensation, if you're a little opener, a little bit, that's not a word, a little bit more open in your hips, you can just scooch your hips a little closer to your heel without sacrificing the spine. This is what we want. We want the spine to lift. Front heel, right heel is anchoring down, pulling back, right? I like to put my hands down. I get a little bit more sensation and lift of my spine if I do that. But you choose what's correct for you. Close your eyes. Be present with the here and now. Try not to let the right toes move out to the right, that you're centered right on the center of the right heel. Your left toes are pulling back evenly to the top of your left knee. The spine is getting taller. The outer left hip is gently moving forward. Take 2 more breaths. Take your left index finger and peace finger, wrap it around the big toe. Good, and straighten that front leg. And again, bring it out any amount. So if you're like this, bend your knee and lift up a little bit more. Use your right arm to anchor. It's not about where you can do the leg. It's about joining, yoking these energies. This energy up, energy out, energy grounding, right? Lots of different parts. One more breath. And then slowly carve out your center. Roll it all the way down onto your backs. Get really anchored from the inner right thigh down. Get really anchored. You can even put your hand right there to feel that anchor, right? Or you can bring the right arm out to the side. And then just gently guide the left leg out to the left without rolling off the right side. So straight, strong right leg. Reaching out through the right heel, reaching out through the left heel, anchoring down on the whole right side of the body. So this is a lot of work here, right? Be present with your breath, with the stretch, with the anchoring. Take 2 more breaths. Bring that leg back up to the center. Release the toes. Let the leg float all the way down to the ground. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth. And let go now of this work. So we always seem to like the present feeling when we feel relaxed or we feel calm. Or just feel pleasure, right? It's easy to relax into that. So take another nice deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, release everywhere. Gently just roll your head side to side. Just gently releasing any tension that might have been acquired through the neck or through the jaw. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh out. So we're moving into Shavasana. Did some good work today, right? Let your eyes soften. Let your muscles soften. If there's any tension around your eyes, the corners, inner and outer corners of your eyes, soften there. Feel from the outer corners of your eyes, just travel down to your temples. The temple skin releases as if it's just floating and releasing to your mat. Release the lower jaw from the upper jaw. Perhaps you just part your lips and feel the tongue release from the roof of your mouth. And then maintaining that, just gently bring your lips back together. Take inventory now from the crown of your head all the way through the upper part of your body, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Invite everything to release. To relax. And to soak up the energy of your practice. Let go through your abdomen. Feel the weight of your pelvis right down your legs, knees, ankles, feet. So if you're just gently sinking into some warm sand. If you're able to stay here for an additional 5 minutes in final resting pose, Shavasana, please do. If you need to come back and finish out the day or dinner or whatever it might be, just come back slowly. You can find your way to your seat or take your time to roll out of it slowly and gently, on your own time, on your own breath. I'm so happy you practiced today. Heidi will be here back next week at 4:45. We're always happy when you practice, and we would always enjoy any feedback or just a hello. Wherever you are, I hope you are safe, you are well, you're surrounded by love. Take one more deep breath in through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Namaste.